Chaar production presents Empowered in Heels with concept by Heima. I am your TV host, SUZY TAMASI. Welcome to Empowered in Heels. So a little bit about myself. I'm SUZY TAMASI, your TV host here only on Tvchaar with Empowered in Heels. I am an entrepreneur for 25 years. I have a company called Suzyqjewels in which we donate our proceeds to women's shelters across Ontario. Our clothing line is to empower yourself with fashion. I also am editor of two magazines, one called Biz and Fashion, and which is business entrepreneurship and fashion, and then intertwined with models, photographers, and Suzyqjewels clothing line. And the other magazine is called Empowered in Heels, in which this show is really a great concept as to what I really wanted to project with the magazine. Thank you to Heima for allowing me to follow my dreams, and thank you to the production team at Tvchaar. I'm so delighted to present you to our next guest. This show is all about empowering women, and JONALYN LINATOC is one of those women that is really inspirational. She is an author of a book. She is a financial advisor, also a founder of a charity called Never Give Up, in which donates to the Philippine country. She will tell us more about what she does, but I'm so delighted to have her as one of our guests to empower you all on Empowered in Heels. Hi, I'd like to introduce you to JONALYN LINATOC. Welcome to Empowered in Heels and empowering so many women throughout the world.
Thank you so much, Suzy, and thank you for that lovely introduction. I am very honored to be one of your guests, of course.
Tell us a little bit about your journey.
Oh yeah, I came from the Philippines. I came to Canada on year 2012, and it's going to be 9 years this year. I haven't been home for a while, and for my journey, it's actually a really long journey, starting when I was younger. So before coming here to Canada, I have been through a lot with my family as well. But you know, with perseverance and persistency and a lot of hard work, I am where I am now.
Love it. So right now, currently you're working full-time?
Yes, I do.
And what do you do?
Okay, I actually have two full-time jobs. I work with Glental Incorporation's Wireless Wave, so I work in a retail environment. I work with Bell & Rogers, and also I do insurance. So I am an insurance agent, independent. I work with Great Wave Financial, specializing in insured retirement plans. So I help people to retire, and I help them to save money and be ready for their future, and also to protect their family that's going to be left behind. So it was really lovely.
So empowering. I think it's very important for women to find their finance and get that in order now, especially with COVID. We didn't predict to be without pay or without work for a bit. So it's good, and it's very important to do that. So you go step by step in how they can save money and how they can save for their retirements itself, right?
Yeah, definitely. Especially nowadays, right? Like couple, like it is not like before that, you know, when your husband is working, it's more than enough. Now, two of you has to work, and then you're gonna have a family. You're gonna have to have kids. So you have to protect them, and also to be prepared on your future if you wanted to have a comfortable life. So you have to be prepared on your retirement as well.
So true. We don't know if CPP is going to be there for
exactly.
the future. So it's very important to think that aspect of retirement and how to save on your own.
Definitely.
And have that backup plan.
Mm-hmm.
So is that your passion?
Yes, it is. My passion is always about helping people, empowering people, especially women. I like to share all the knowledge that I have accumulated throughout the years with all the experience I have been through, from the Philippines to Hong Kong and then to Canada, with all the people that I've met. You see, I came to Canada without a family, really. So I have to really step up and do it all myself. And I have other women that was beside me as well. So, you know, it's also my way of giving back.
I love that because you're Filipino, right?
Yes.
I love Filipinos because they really are family oriented and they all stick together. It's so much fun. I have so many friends that are Filipinos and it's like being part of a big family. So you also have, you're founder of a charity. So tell us about your charity.
Okay, so it's actually a really good story. It always touched my heart. When I was back home, I live in a small town, and then there's this little community. It's like native people. We call them Mangyan. So it's like in Indian here. So I used to play with kids there, and I always found out that they don't have birthday, they don't have names, they don't go to school. So I started making friends with them. And as a little girl, I made a promise. I said, when I become rich, I'm gonna send your kids to school, because I can't send you to school anymore because we're gonna be the same age. So when I get to Canada, when I start making my first paycheck, and it's actually quite big amount in peso, so I'm like, oh my god, I'm rich. So I started messaging my mom, and I said I'm gonna send their kids to school. So that's how it started. So from 2013 to 2014, end of the year, I've been doing that. I've been sending money to these kids. And actually in 2014, I've met this foundation. It's also a foundation that in the Philippines that send poor kids in Manila. So I helped them too. So it became an 80 scholars that I have. And then my friends noticed that, and they said, why don't you just start a foundation here so we can actually help you and support you. So then in 2015, Never Give Up Foundation was born. And we are not just sending scholars in the Philippines, we are also helping homeless people here. So on summer, we give them we go around downtown and we give them like some hugs, we give them water, we give them toiletries. And then in winter, which is my favorite part, is we go to women's shelter, and we don't only just give them gifts, we hang around with them, we sing them carol. So it was fun. And then we also do a youth activities. So we put a thing that we teach youth like how to bring them in camping without a cell phone, things like that. And a seminar for newcomers. So those are the activities.
Yeah, I really resonate in giving back, and it's so inspiring to see that you came from Philippines, which is a very poverty country, right? And then to come here to Canada and acknowledge that there's so much here that you can give back, and it's such a difference with Canadian dollars to pesos, and you can, a little bit of an amount can make a big difference, right?
Definitely.
So what brought you to come to Canada?
My mom has like a far cousin from here, and then as you mentioned, right, I make good amount of money in the Philippines with my work, but it's just not enough. And as you said, Filipino has a really tight family tie. So I am the eldest among two sisters, and I felt like my parents are my responsibility. So I provide for them, and making money from the Philippines is just not enough. And the first reason I wanted to come here is really to have a better future and better life for them. And then it just leads to a lot of amazing things, like helping other people as well.
I really love that about you, because a lot of people forget where they come from, and they come to Canada and they forget their originality. And if you can give back, what better more to do it now when you can, right?
Definitely, yeah.
So have you had any problems with COVID? Has it stopped you from donating? Has it stopped you? Have you had to pivot, change tactics?
Yeah, well, in terms of work, because I work in retail, right? On the first lockdown, we were not considered essential. So we have to stay at home and doing a lot of webinars and stuff. So that's that. So a little bit cut off on your salary. In terms of like financial, being an insurance agent, it's actually become good because we evolve. We don't have to see people anymore. We do Zoom, and you can still help people doing Zoom, or we do seminar doing Zoom. In terms of education, like the scholars back home, Instead of, because every year we send them a box of school bags, and it's funny because on our first year we send them money, and instead of buying school supplies, they buy a bag of rice and groceries, and we're like, oh, it's actually for your education. So we started sending the money directly to the school for tuition, and then we send them boxes. So our foundation mostly we accept donation for goods. We don't really accept cash. So this last year we sent them money for the school, and then they bought tablet because they're doing an online school. And yeah, I think COVID has like a really good impact, and at the same time not really good because it stops a lot of life. You know, I was meant to go visit back home last year April, but I couldn't go because of COVID. But I know there's always a reason for everything, right?
Yes, and I think it's a good time to do what you're doing now.
Yeah.
Is finding things that you can actually give back by not even being there, right?
Exactly.
So it's very significant to do that. So with that, is there any related downfalls in your life that you could say that you are doing differently today?
Not a lot. I felt like I've been doing a little bit better right now because during COVID I get to talk more a lot on my family, like even my cousin stuff. We do a lot of stuff because I guess we're staying home, right? I get to see myself more. I get to learn myself about myself more because before I'm always busy. I'm always on the road, meeting there, going to this birthday and this birthday. Sometimes I host some birthday too. So it's good. Well, it's a little bit fall back on financial, of course, because everything that I do is sales.
Yeah.
So if you can't sell, then there's no commission. So that's that. But yeah, I still count COVID as a blessing because I think it makes me reconnect to myself and my roots.
Yes, and I think it's positive of you to think of it as a blessing because there's no point in drowning on spilt milk if you can make something more to it. And
Definitely.
I see that you're doing that,
Yes.
and I love that about that. So with that, is there a time that you would say that be your pushing point to be where you are today?
Actually, my pushing point first is, of course, that big dreams of giving my family, especially my parents, a better life. Building them a house, which I already did. Making sure that they don't have to work or worry about any bills. That is really my big inspiration. And then, as the time goes by, my big pushing point really is I have this big vision of helping more people. I wanted to go to like poor countries, starting of course in the Philippines, and just giving this talk to people and supporting them, like maybe some more scholars added to the numbers that we have right now. And yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's one thing I really notice about Filipinos. They're very family oriented, and everyone I come across, they always think about their family and how they can help them. So if you can help her foundation and give a small donation or even goods, as you mentioned, like foods, anything, please contact JONALYN. You know, it's a good cause. We take for granted what we have here in Canada, and our kids are so lucky we get computers from our schools, but in the Philippines they don't get computers. So if they don't have a computer or a tablet, they can't study, right?
Exactly.
So it's really crucial for us to look at the positives and see how we can just give back and make a difference, because I think we're put on this earth for a reason.
Exactly.
So I love that. So tell me, you are an author also, right?
Yes.
So tell me about your books.
Okay, I actually wrote the books that I already have written.
Oh,
so
amazing.
right now I have 4. I started with one book. It's called Never Give Up. I started thinking about it in 2014. It is never finished yet. I don't know when, but I promise it'll be done. So the first book I have written is actually this one. It's called The Fast Track. Before I became an insurance agent, I studied mortgage. But that time that I was a mortgage agent, the interest and the application was really hard. So it breaks my heart when I can't pass the client. So I did not pursue it, unfortunately. But this book it's an easy read. So if you want to learn a little bit more about mortgage, so this is the book to go to. Sorry.
No worries. That's a book to go for.
Exactly. And then the next book I wrote is it's called Why Should You? This picture is so edited, but that's me. This is about insurance. So this is just a basic terms for insurance industry, like, because I've noticed when I talk to a lot of clients, they don't even know what universal life is or what term insurance is. They just got it and signed the paper, that's it. So this is a good book to, it explains everything. So what is insurance contract, policy owner, and things like that.
Read the fine print.
And then, yes, and then I have a lot of friends around the world, and they're like, why are you writing a lot of financial book in Canada? I can't even read. So they forced me to write this one. It's the complicated thing called love. It's a love story, long distance relationship type of thing. So it's a fiction. So
that's amazing.
When I first wrote it, I was so shy. Why am I writing fiction? But yeah, my friends love it. And this is the book that I am really, really proud of, and I wanted to keep promoting. It's called The Millennials Handbook, A Guide to Living Beautifully. This book it's not just for millennials, it's for the parents of millennials, grandparents, friends. It's for everybody basically, because I've noticed a lot this time, like the new generation is way so different than how we are raised. I am actually the original millennial, 1987. Now it's the Gen Z, which is the new generation, and then my parents are baby boomers. So it explains here all the names of the years you were born. But the best thing about this is like an advice on how you can live your life beautifully, how you can be happy without all the things, how you can live without the influence of social media, looking like the way that you are not. So being yourself. So this book, you must like really have it, because even me, I always still read it because because I like the advice that has into it. And there's 5 stories here from my friends, successful millennials, that their story is really moving as well.
That's amazing. It's really important for us to connect with the millennials right now. I gotta say that word again, millennials right now, because it's a younger generation that really is our future. And if we can connect with them and kind of guide them or mentor them, because it's really important to have those boundaries and that base. Exactly. And a lot of them don't have that today. And it's sad to see, like, it's a lot of our fundaments and foundations are not there. Mm-hmm. And hopefully with us as mentors, we can help them, guide them to the right path and for their children, so that that generation just trickles along. So
definitely. But I mean, for the new generation, don't get mad at me. I'm not saying that you guys are bad. You're actually really good, really smart with how you manipulate the technology. It's just awesome. But what we're trying to say here is, like, if you have that capability that you have right now, plus the value that we have when we were young, you'll be perfect.
It will build that tree, right? Because if you don't have the roots instilled, you can be slanted, right?
Exactly.
So if having those roots and the faith is a major lack right now. No one goes to church anymore because of COVID, but you could still pray at home, right? So that little faith keeps you stable, so that you can also do good things in life, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. Empathy, there's no empathy out there. So having empathy for others, like what JONALYN's doing today is she's donating to the Philippines. She's making money here in Canada to send to the family there and to people that she doesn't even know, to make a better life for them, because she went through it down there. I guess that's what your inspiration is, right? So I love that. So with everything that you're doing today, what is your next?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, I have a really big vision of like expanding the foundation, having more kids to send to school, having more people to help in here, and I just want to say that this is never going to be possible with all the friends around me that supported me. I have some anonymous donors that doesn't even want to get mentioned their name, and it's just lovely, because they thank you for believing in me and thank you for believing in this project. And I always said I don't wanna I don't want to take all the credits because I am just a vessel. So these people that helps me to make it possible are the one that who actually deserve the credits. And yeah, and it's funny you mentioned fate. Before I get here, I have been through a lot. You guys have no ideas that fate is the one that kept me going, and I've been through all that. I can say now that it's all done. So yay, thank God. But yeah, that fate is just I hang into it.
That's amazing. So I love all your positivities and everything that you're doing to make a difference. And as you mentioned, it is a team affair that we can move mountains, because one person can't do it alone. So if you can just give anything you can, even time, to someone in need, please don't think twice to do it. So give me one empowering statement for women that are watching our show today.
So for the women, like, we are very powerful. If you are here in Canada, you are so lucky. We have all the power in the world. But use that power in a good thing. Use that power in a positive thing. I've heard some rumors that some women use that to divorce the husband and get whatever. But no, I mean, do something different. Use that power to be someone amazing and could be a good role model for the next generation, or for the generation that we have right now.
I love that. Yeah, set a good example, right? I think it's a very crucial thing. And if you have children, they look up to you.
Definitely.
So you're setting their example for their future.
Exactly.
And when you're above in heaven, that's when you're going to see, oh my goodness, I did wrong, right? So if you could set a really good example so that they can continue a good path and do, if you're giving like you're giving, JONALYN, maybe your kids in the future will give too. So they'll say, oh, my mom did it, then why can't I, you know? And if you give, you'll always get back in return. Not financially, but in other ways.
It's a legacy.
Yeah, so that's my organization is Suzyqjewels. I want to leave a legacy.
Exactly.
I don't want to just say, oh, you know, she left and nothing happened. I want to make a difference. So yes, truly empowering. So is there any daily rituals that you do for you?
Oh yeah, when I saw your list, like the daily rituals, it was, yeah, I do. So first thing and foremost, there is this wise woman, which is my mother, and she told me that whenever you wake up, you gotta fix your bed. You gotta make your bed, because when you make your bed, you accomplish something already on the day that you are starting. And it's funny, there's also a military guy who also given a speech about that. So my mom was like, oh. And so that's first. And then you always utter a grateful prayer. You gotta be thank you because, hey, you wake up today. Not everybody wake up this day, right? And then I also have an affirmation list. So I go to an affirmation list. I am beautiful. I am worthy. Things like that. I do some meditation. Do some stretches. I used to do a lot of yoga when there's no COVID yet. A little bit at home, but it's different. Yeah, then you go throughout your day. But those are the rituals. I also read a chapter of a book every morning. Actually, in the washroom. When people bring their cell phone in the washroom, I have a stack of book on my washroom and I do a chapter a day. So those are my rituals. But I have lazy days too, believe me.
So it's important to gain your knowledge and affirmations. Actually, I was going to start the show with an affirmation. So if you could take 5 minutes for you today and say that you are beautiful, you are worthy, and you deserve anything that you want in life, please do take 5 minutes for you just to say that. That empowers you and gives you that extra confidence to gain your day and empower yourself, right?
Definitely.
So where can we find you, JONALYN?
Okay, so I actually started a YouTube channel. It started a bit already, but we're doing a content. So it's JONALYN, ITSJONALYN. Is that, and then it's also the same name on Facebook page. My Facebook My Facebook personally is JONALYN. You can add me from SUZY as well. And Instagram is the same. It's JONALYN. And the foundation has a website, which is www.nevergiveupfoundation.ca. And for the Millennials book, you can buy it in Amazon as a hardcover, ebook, and it's also available in Kobo.
That's amazing. So what an accomplishment from the time you came to Canada to what you are doing today.
Yes.
I really take my hats off to you. Keep going.
Thank you.
And keep aspiring for more and doing good, which I love. I have a little thank you for you.
Oh,
So it's a little something for you.
thank you. Can I open it?
Sure. From Suzyqjewels.
Nice. Oh, it's a timely gift.
So it's a mask with our logo, of course.
And a t-shirt.
A cute little t-shirt with our logo. And look at the back.
Oh, perfect. We support. Oh,
So the best part is that we do support women's shelters across Ontario. So please look for Suzyqjewels and donate if you can. We do have a foundation for women and children that we have programs for. And we do the Cogni-BU cycle for hypno and cognitive behavior therapy so that you can stop that cycle of abuse. So it's really crucial. I'm actually doing a book for it. So it's going to come into the works. That's my goal this year, is to write my book. So,
And the more you give, the more you receive, you know.
so remember that. Thank you so much for being
you,
our
Suzy.
guest. It is
It's
a
my pleasure.
I wish I could hug you, but you know, we need the distance. But
Virtual hug.
follow us on Empowered in Heels. Thank you, Tvchaar. Follow Tvchaar, because if it wasn't for Tvchaar, we wouldn't have the show. It's to empower you women to go to the next level. So see you next Tuesday. Bye.